Hi, my name's Steve Wilshaw. I'm an experienced English teacher and English consultant. My aim in these joined-up writing tutorials is to bring the grammatical concepts of coherence and cohesion to your attention, really, and to show by modelling some writing techniques how they can be used by writers, particularly writers who are trying to do well in GCSE and IGCSE English language, how they can make their writing clearer so that the audience can actually follow what they're trying to do. So my plan is to just do some typing and try to model some of the thinking processes that are going on whilst I'm doing this. So I'm just going to make that a bit bigger like that, and I'm going to type back in there, and that's it. Okay, so in this piece of writing, we're talking about somebody getting on a bus. So Gladys staggered onto the bus. So we know who's got onto the bus. We know she's called Gladys, and we can guess perhaps from the fact that she staggered that she might be quite old. Now I'm using a pronoun here, she, in order to indicate that we're still talking about Gladys, and but without having to repeat the word Gladys, because if I keep using that word, it's going to get tedious. So she was laden with bags of shopping from cost cutters. Okay. Now we're going to introduce a different character, the driver. Now we could give her a name. Could be a female, could be a male, but we'll leave that unclear at the moment. And we could have used a pronoun there, but that would have been very unclear as to who we were talking about. So we're going to say the driver looked at her expectantly. So the driver is expecting Gladys to do something about paying for her trip. And then we're going to put she. Now she could now be the driver, couldn't it? But actually she relates still to Gladys, and we're going to have to make that clear. So she fumbled in her bag for her purse. I'm slightly concerned about the repetition of hers there. That's a bit too close together. Actually, we don't want a new sentence there. We're going to carry on with the first sentence. Dropping one of her... No, not her. One of the bags. We don't need another pronoun there. They're obviously going to be her bags, aren't they? Finally, so that's indicating the amount of time that's gone by. Finally, she found her purse, got out her bus pass, and showed it to the driver. She smiled kindly. Let's say, she smiled kindly as Gladys. And I'll go through this in a minute to explain some of my thinking. Stooped to pick up her bag and hobbled towards the nearest empty seat. Now, what we need to do is just make that a bit bigger. Okay, so what I'm trying to hope to do now is to indicate, what we're going to do with red is to focus on Gladys, and we want to show the coherence of the text in relation to Gladys. So Gladys staggered onto the bus. She relates to Gladys, so we can link those two together. Was laden with bags of shopping from cost cutters. The driver looked at her. Her also relates to Gladys, so we can link those two together expectantly. She fumbled in her bag for her purse. Now that could be the driver, but it's unlikely that the driver would be doing that. And we could have made it clear by saying Gladys again at that point. but we won't do. So we'll show that. I think we can see as a reader, we can understand that she relates back to the her, which relates in turn back to Gladys. She fumbled in her bag again. We've got another one there. Dropping one of the bags. Finally, she found her purse, so that links to that. Got out her bus pass and showed it to the driver. Sorry, I've made a mistake there. Now I can undo that one. Yep. She smiled kindly as Gladys, links to there, stooped to pick up her bag and hobbled towards the nearest empty seat. So you can see all those references there to Gladys, which give this little tiny bit of text, which is what, 3-4 sentences, coherence. We've also got the driver, the second character. Let's annotate her in a different colour. The driver, in blue, is mentioned a few times, and this she here relates to the driver. Now, I'm not sure that this is necessarily very good writing, but I'm just trying to demonstrate the way in which this works. The fact that she there relates to the driver means we have to refer to Gladys by name here, and that in order to clarify who's who in this bit of the sentence. Okay, and that's the thinking that's gone on in my head in order to get those pronouns lined up. There was an awful lot of pronouns in there, but I think they just about managed to make sense and clarify the meaning, and that's what you need to do, and that's the way you need to be thinking when you're writing, so that the author can understand. All too often we read texts written by students where characters suddenly appear in a text without any kind of explanation as to who they are, without any introduction, and also texts which have confused pronouns which don't link up together in clear ways. So you really do need to be thinking pronouns through. Pronouns are simply words like she, he, it, you, they, which stand in place of, in this case, a person's name, but it could be a thing as well. And they avoid you having to repeat yourself so much, and thus add coherence and cohesion to your writing. I hope that is reasonably clear.